following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Hot crackers! That girl's got a lot of moxie. She's got a lot of spirit. Check out them gams! What other phrases don't people use anymore? No!
Of course! Of course!
And Prince Kenneth will stand up. There's a bunch of clerics there. He's like, oh, it's about time you arrived.
My apologies.
No, we don't know what happened to the messenger we sent.
He arrived.
Apparently, we've been waiting 6 to 7 hours.
No, he only arrived about 10 minutes ago.
It's so hard to find good help these days. The Major Domo steps forward like, now everyone is here. Every reputable cleric from every major religion. Yes, good. Of course, except for the Dark God. That. Chaos, imagine the chaos it would cause. No, only the good religions mind. So,
wait a minute, make a religion roll.
You have religion.
Yeah. That's why I'm making or do I not have to make a roll?
We know a reasonable cleric of the Dark God. She's just somewhere we can't get to her.
15.
With his child.
Saphir lit.
One of them. Saphir lit.
So,
twins actually, a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
Do I know whether...
Those poor children.
Because the initial thing that was said to me was that in order for you to do this, it's supposed to be from every god, right? So do I know that
thanks
you should
to the Grand Temple of Faith and the Convocation Accords, whenever possible, an invitation at least must be sent to every major religious faction, which includes the Dark God. Well, he's still a god. They don't have to accept, but you have to invite them, or it is an affront, which leads to spinning wheels, curses, princes.
I am going to raise this point, basically. Major Domo. In fact,
yes,
it
you
is.
look so wonderful.
It is actually an affront that you did not send at least an invitation to the Dark God, even though he is an evil one. For the ceremony to be completely just and legitimate.
Well, surely that's only for coronations, not this. Surely we wouldn't want the Dark God. He's evil.
You still need to at least send an invitation, otherwise you are risking, in a kingdom that has already been cursed by such malady in the past, particularly one that has been fully held to be believed to be linked to its ruler. It would be an error to make such a misjudgment.
Discuss. A pompous, flowery dumpling of a man in like the nicest clothes you've ever seen in
Don't
Rome.
see any grok.
Steps
Makes
forward, he was
sense.
like, for this, we hear you, mighty Saphira, conqueror of the stone and Bermania.
My eyebrows just like flick upwards at that last
Master of the double Roger Moore. Also known as Surprise.
Yeah.
We will certainly do so for the coronation. However, it is absolutely vital that this induction take place now, so the kingdom may begin to proceed forwards. We cannot wait all that time for a proper coronation. The land needs a ruler now. A temporary regency surely doesn't fall under that. Surely they... So long as at the proper coronation this is observed.
Do I need to make another roll, or do I just
You
know?
do need to make another roll.
Okay. 7. Is that acceptable?
You don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, you never made High Cleric, so you weren't fully briefed on this stuff.
Can I learn the religion proficiency to try to know?
No, you would only have access to the knowledge of the Library of the Stone, and way back then, faith matters were super secret and like kept to within the church. Like back then, he would never have said that in front of everyone.
Oh, okay.
That would have been a secret. These days, religions are a lot. That was
a
cool.
very high spark.
That was cool.
Makes me worried about our ceiling all of a sudden.
Oh, don't worry, it's filled with asbestos.
Oh.
Nice.
Lovely. Wait,
Was it installed back in the 40s when it was safe to eat?
wouldn't the other clerics also know this, though?
Yes, they would, and yes, they do. But again, it's like
reacting
they're just like, we've never done one of these before. We don't know. It's probably fine as long as you do it for like the proper thing when you're investing in king, which is what these are for.
Okay, I will say that
It
would
might be
probably-
fine.
That would probably be suffice if you're in such need, but
It is such need. Man must have a ruler.
yes.
Which brings me to the next point. It has been brought to our attention that there's more than one contender for the throne, and therefore more than one contender for the regency. What? Well, of course, there's Duke Winter to consider. The winner of a civil war is technically in line. Of course, Prince Kenneth is a direct bloodline in the ruling family, but there was a previous ruling family, which is the original ruling family, which is only very recently dethroned. And we happen to have the second most eligible member of that bloodline here with us today, in his glorious raiment. Is it not true that you were Crispin Peel, the Belson?
That is correct.
And in fact, is it not true that you are in direct line with the original line of kings, with Normer, therefore Merlin?
That is quite possible, yes. I have not looked into the entire history of the line, but
Well, you may have to bless yourself if you win this then, so... to the dais, under the glorious lights of the heavens. Stained glass windows have like created little pools of light, where Kenneth is standing in one, Winter is standing in one, furthest to the right. There's a nice spot for you right in the middle. You must.
I must.
You
I
must.
can't actually.
You must stand forth, or the entire ceremony is invalid.
I will reluctantly still, I will sigh, let out a big sigh, and then reluctantly step up onto the...
Bring forth the coronet of the sovereign, specially made overnight. We've spared no expense. A lovely silver coronet is very simple, just a little, not a crown. Very not a crown, but yes it is. And it has the various symbols and... Of the three here are eligible. If none are chosen, this coronet shall be broken and the kingdom remain rulerless until coronation day, when we will try again with the new crown of Merlin. Under the eyes of the gods, let the true heir stand forth and rule us with a just hand in the place of regency as a pro tem sovereign. The Storm Lord and the local cleric for the palace, because they have a local one. I believe he is to a minor functionary Benedar. A step forward, placing their hands on the ground, and raise it above Duke Winter's head. As recent victor in the Civil War, so the rights to property and title are claimed by thee, and they begin lowering it down towards his head, will stand forth as our sovereign and regent before these two opponents. And the Duke will just put his hand up and say, no. I decline and abdicate right to title. By what reason do you decline and abdicate right to title? Just ruler and victor. Necessary future king. By rights that my problem was with a non-king who had blighted the land. And in absent of him, so is my quarrel and problem. And my war was against that man. not against his progeny. So I cast this off in favor of the next. Such is just and correct. And he will step back.
So
Then they will step up to you, and with great difficulty raise the crown above your head and begin lowering it. Say, just and correct original bloodline of kings, thou art truly the sovereign, and thou may not refuse for anything but the best of reason.
I refuse.
And the reasons for thy refusal.
I am a servant of Tor and justice, and one who fights against the darkness that is to come to us. I cannot give allegiance to one country, but must give allegiance to Jor-Karroc as a whole.
And as king, thou wouldst be able to put forth or taught law even better. Thy reason is rejected.
You are now king of the whole
The
world.
correct reason would be, when you took your oaths to Tor, you forswore all titles, bonds, and oaths.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of...
You do need to put it that way.
Okay, because when I said I just wanted to... I immediately thought that was all part of it.
You have effectively given up your right.
Yeah. I have given up my right when I swore allegiance to Tor. Having forsworn all...
Oaths, titles, and bonds.
Oaths, titles, and properties.
And so it is, the correct answer has finally been given. Thy reason is correct. A little nudge to get you to step out of the light. And so, to the last hope of the dawn, son of a non-king in direct bloodline to the true king, his grandfather, firstborn and only born remaining son, Prince Kenneth, will you be our sovereign? Because we're fucked if you don't say yes. He will say something very similar to that. And he was like, I humbly accept this highly prestigious and glorious honor. And I will serve as sovereign until the proper crown rests upon my brow after your time. Sweet then, we'll get everyone back to do this again then. All hail sovereign and regent!
All
Pro tem!
Regent, pro tem.
There will be a short recess, followed by which the ritual and correct blessings will be performed, or horrible woe will befall everyone. Mainly us. You got 10 minutes.
Was Roya here during any of this?
Yeah, see, Roya.
Okay.
Is Celine there though?
You don't see Ling.
I will congratulate Duke Winter on his victory. If he's not, currently engaged with anybody or...
He's got a sword. Yeah, he's flanked by a guy in Skyfall glass and a woman in Skyfall glass who is also wearing a red cloak.
Okay.
And you're like, yes. No congratulations are needed. Proper planning ensures ultimate victory. Really, the credit goes to whoever had the genius idea of starting the invasion that evening. It was such a quick and easy resolution.
Severo will not be able to help, but just this smirk will come to the side of his face. Just won't be able to help it.
Next to the world.
Calm down, Stone.
I'm glad that casualties were kept to a minimum.
As am I. Let us hope that the boy will do better than his father.
Yes,
I should
hopefully.
hate to have a repeat of this nasty mess.
Hopefully the curse has been lifted.
The thing you were saying about needing priests of every denomination.
Yes,
You believe it?
it is the law. It is the way it is done. It is stated in the law that you must do this in order for it to be properly blessed.
Then perhaps we should not proceed after all. Still, that decision is not mine. After all, where are we going to find a priest of chaos and a priest of the dark god? Who would admit to such a thing?
There's a priest of chaos in the city.
Just like coming up from under your arm.
Yeah. There he goes. Hello.
Hello, pal.
Oh.
Ooh, the vapors. I've been a bad boy.
Oh, I know. Although I might not know how.
Don't worry though. I brought joy and laughter to so many of the people of the city. I helped you. They were grinning from ear to ear. Oh, you don't look happy. There we go. Happy smiles. Oh, I brought a friend. You know, I said I'd help you. And I'm your best friend in the world. So I brought a little pal. A guy with big green fuzzy hair and a red nose and squeaky shoes. But otherwise is in blood red serious business robes. Is dragged over with like this look on his face. It's just like, I'm fucking killing you.
Is this a priest of...
This is Garmac. He's Grand High Cleric of the local Brotherhood of E, also known as the Temple of Jor-Karroc.
Don't say his name.
Oh, what's he gonna do? Put a whoopee cushion under my feet?
You do realise that it's not him.
Grand High Priest, he's already watching.
Is there like suddenly this big circle of nobody around? Yeah, I thought so for some reason.
Anyway, he's agreed to stop on by and tell some jokes. I said nothing of the sort. Now, remove this indignity. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. No, you know the rules. My best pal Severo here wanted me to help. So I did exactly what he said and gave you the squeaky shoes and all the things you wanted.
I said no such thing.
Now get rid of the curse or they stay forever. Or till next Tuesday. Anyway, do the thing. Oh, you're so cute when you're confused.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Straight for the
It's
dark
what you
god.
wanted. You will pay for this. No. You know the deal. You are invited. Gold plates and everything. For some reason he's holding a stick with an inflated pig's bladder on the end. He just goes bop. Now, do the thing and lift the curse. Remember, you go last. And if there's any funny business, I want him.
White. Just...
Why is everyone staring?
Oh,
yes. Yeah, sorry, I just flew here from Burmany and boy are my arms tired. No? What's the difference between a Drazi man and a picnic table? Anyone? The Drazi man can support a whole family? Is that how that goes? Never mind.
I have to wonder, Adrian and Stubb actually...
Yeah,
I think I'm just
Just
laughing.
staring around at the color and he's like, laugh! Slaps a board. Things fall off it. It wasn't there before.
As inappropriate and potentially dangerous as it is, I think Stump's just going to be laughing at the priest of the dark god.
He gets it. The invisible man there. The Stormlord approaches.
Oh.
So, interesting friends you have. Incidentally, Justice God, you're in the middle.
Oh. Very well.
By the right of the fact that I can beat the shit out of any of you, I'm first. You know, it's funny, you beat someone till they died, they shit themselves. You beat the shit out of them is a very literal phrase, a cromulent technical expression. And so the ceremony will begin. with the Stormlord anointing in oil the chosen sovereign and getting the blessings of Ben-Hadar. Followed by Crow. Followed by Pharos. Followed by Liba. Followed by Latrantia, Tiduel, Yermos, Sorel, another one from Sorel, another one from Sorel, Ifrit, Seluna, Bob. Your turn.
And I have the ground up flower, basically. I perform ritual and it explodes, I guess, because it's powdery stuff.
Everyone's like, and then it's my turn. We grant you the blessings of inspiration and the curse of madness. Who knows how that's going to manifest? Have fun with that. Donations, get rid of the madness thing. Yeah, just lean back in and be like,
Click.
fuck. And you just be like, 5-star.
Clink. Just donate straight away.
Do. And we demand a temple with a small potted plant in it to be built.
That's fair and reasonable.
Yeah. And it finishes, more clerics, sonorous words, very boring. Very boring. The crow guy was interesting though. Big hunter, big antler horns, he did a little dance around him. Shaking
Like
a rattle.
dance.
Absolutely falling asleep.
And then the cleric of the dark god will arrive. And you'll be like,
Does he still...
the dark god grants you the blessing of having the curse put upon your predecessor for not giving the due worship to the greatest god. But since you have acknowledged him, let that curse be lifted and receive the blessing of interesting times. Because each one gives you a blessing and an intended gift. I don't know what severe is it, probably justice. And so there's a sort of ripple of the land feels like it's like that oppressive darkness that's been weighing on you and smelling bad just sort of washes away slowly. And the dark priest will step down after his ritual blessings, which of course involve the sacrifice of a chicken. And the ceremony is complete and you have a new sovereign. Well, first order of business, taxes. We actually need some.
We made a lot of money from the not having taxes on platinum.
And I'll go around afterwards and be like, well, you four are instrumental in granting me the position I deserve, so richly deserve.
I'm glad you survived the altercation, Your Highness. I was worried there for a second, especially when the horns sounded and it was declared that you had lost.
This ratifies your ownership. I found an interesting witness. It should be fairly undisputable.
Yes. My thanks.
How you not get smashed?
Well, it was actually really simple. When all the burly military men burst in through the door and we killed the first 16 or so, we quickly realized the entire palace was full of them. So we gave up. It was that or throw more good men after bad.
Which we could have done that right from the start, like we suggested.
Oh, I didn't realize how bad it was.
I tried telling you.
Do I look like the smartest person in the room? Don't answer that, please.
Sephiroth, if all God must be here, we're Grom.
Crow. Benadar. cross-representation, so it's all good.
Do I know that that's how it would be with orcs, or am I kind of ignorant of that whole orc side of...
Did he get invitation?
They probably
The,
don't know about.
the human gods are what?
I'm surprised they're like the gods of this land.
Oh,
You might be able to understand it a bit.
yeah.
It's also a bit
The
more
gods-
medieval.
The gods of this land that are recognized by this kingdom are the ones that are important.
For example, also note that there were no elven gods
Yeah, I was going
and
to say,
no
like,
dwarven gods.
Sulan's Amazonian goddess was not called upon, for instance. Nor were dwarven or elven.
Oh, I should actually point out what would have been particularly interesting is there was a priest of death there as well,
I figured they'd be there, but...
who gave him the blessings of a painless death.
That's not a bad one.
It's a good
Pretty
one.
good.
Yeah.
Not enough grog anyway.
I mean, Grom would only come out if there was enough. He's a party guy.
Like Hornman, though. And green hair.
I don't know
But
how
that
to feel
green hair
about
gone
that.
now. Once he did the thing.
Once he... Yeah, I was getting right. He fulfilled his part of the bargain, so he was released.
Just Hornman, then. Dance very good.
Rising out from his armpit.
Oh, hello. I suppose I should thank you for,
Shouldn't you be smiling more? It isn't every day one gets everything he's asked for.
I wouldn't go that far, but... it
You and
wasn't-
I are going to get on so fine. Just the center of everything is so amusing. You're going to continue to be that way.
Look, as long as you don't sabotage my efforts.
I have no control over that.
I mean, you helped me here today, I admit that, but... Scribble?
Everyone keeps forgetting about it, including me.
But there are certain times when you do realize in order for me to be fun for you, you're going to have to hold back a little bit, because if nobody can take me seriously, then I'm not going to be as prolific as you'd like, and I'm not going to be as fun.
Oh, it's not all about you. I'll be more interested in watching the nasty mess you've gotten into.
What nasty mess is this one?
Well, I don't want to spoil the surprise! You're going to die laughing. You'll laugh.
You
You'll see.
first.
You won't.
Though I do have to say, your game in humiliating the dark gods.
Oh, don't worry, I blamed it all on you, pal.
I
That's the
don't
mess he's
know if
talking
you'll
about.
see it that way.
Oh, you're tough, you can take it.
I mean, I'm already not in their good books. Or bad books.
Would you want to be?
No.
Oh, then, you're getting everything you asked for. Anyway, I have to dash.
Oh, what a shame.
Yes, there's a new inn opening up that's an old inn. It's a new boyfriend. And I just have to fuck with it.
No.
There's an empty coat in your hands.
Free coat.
It sprays you with water.
Keeps you hydrated.
Give it to Stump, he clearly wants it.
I'm just leaving it there, so it's...
I've walked off. I'm going off towards the priest or high priest of Crow.
Sure.
Sulan,
I
Yes.
sort of just listen in as I approach. See.
you can leave
Doing
whenever you
anything
like.
Let us show a bill.
We still need to see Roya.
Sort of walk up.
Yes, well, she
Look around
wasn't
nervously.
here,
Good
so
to hear from man.
perhaps we can get Adrian to help out
You
with that.
dance good.
Assuming she isn't just waiting for
Me
us
like.
at the new boyfriend.
Given to me to understand.
She's usually got her
the
finger on
movements
the
of
pulse,
beast and
so...
the movements of the dance.
You You like beast too?
One must respect the animal and hunt so that it can be hunted in return.
Hunting good. What? Why?
Your friend, he wears a metal thing on a chain made by men. This I wear in the same way, given to me by the land. Why do you wrap your face like a burn victim?
Got burned.
Well,
Green water
aren't I
bad.
the fucking asshole?
You feel land get better?
It is like a great weight has been lifted.
Gone.
Yep.
Good.
Okay.
Master conversationalist.
Yeah, nice one. Nice one, Stump.
What's your charisma there?
It's actually pretty good.
Sorry, I don't socialize with people much.
Me either.
Usually just hunters. Hey, does anyone smell orc?
That guy. When he looks up.
Do you smell orc? He said you smelled orc. Actually, now that you mention it, I do smell orc. Oh well, back to Athitarian things. Don't you just want to kiss these lips?